Rocky Mountain Construction, also known as RMC, has been building these headlining roller coasters for parks over the past decade now around the world, and they hardly seem to be slowing down. RMC went from an unknown construction company out of the middle of nowhere, Idaho, to the manufacturer of some of the world's best roller coasters. This has led many to ask the question, how did RMC become so successful in such a short period of time? Well, today myself and Lukan from WNY Coasters will tackle that question. And the answer to this question is so long, in fact, where we needed to break it up into two separate videos, and this one is actually part 2 of the series. The first part is on WNY Coasters, so I definitely recommend you check that out before watching this one. And also, I recommend that you check out his channel as we make fairly similar content, and if you enjoy mine, I'm sure that you will enjoy his. Anyways, let's get into the video. We left off the last video right after RMC had just introduced their iBox track on New Texas Giant at Six Flags Over Texas and Iron Rattler at Six Flags Fiesta Texas, and they had also just opened their first ground-up wooden roller coaster in Outlaw Run at Silver Dollar City, which was the first to use their wooden topper track. Six Flags knew that they had found something special and didn't hesitate to keep the phones at RMC ringing. In 2014, Six Flags installed the Medusa Steel Coaster at Six Flags Mexico. They would also install a ground-up topper track coaster in Goliath at Six Flags Great America. Goliath would be yet another record breaker with a height of 165 feet and a very steep drop with a length of 180 feet, and it would reach speeds of up to 72 miles an hour, making it one of the world's tallest and fastest wooden roller coasters. Six Flags would roll out another 2 RMCs in 2015 with Wicked Cyclone at Six Flags New England and Twisted Colossus at Six Flags Magic Mountain. Upon Wicked Cyclone's announcement, many enthusiasts thought that it would for sure be the weakest RMC due to its small size and very long length, which could have contributed to poor pacing. However, as soon as this coaster opened, it silenced all of its critics, and it definitely became one of the best RMCs, and I know people that argue that it is the best RMC, period. However, over on the opposite side of America, Twisted Colossus's announcement was met with nothing but praise. This coaster would be RMC's first ever racing coaster, and it would be a Mobius coaster, so you would get to ride through both sides of the track on one cycle, and it definitely looked to be one of the world's best RMCs, and upon opening, almost everybody unanimously thought that this was the best coaster in all of California.
Twisted Colossus would be a very unique project. Colossus was a dueling wooden coaster located at Six Flags Magic Mountain that Six Flags called RMC to work their magic on. RMC made Colossus into a Mobius loop coaster, meaning that you would ride both sides of the track in one ride, making for an experience you can't get on any other RMC. 2016 would be RMC's biggest year yet. RMC would open 4 roller coasters that year. They would open Storm Chaser and Joker, which were traditional RMC hybrid conversions. They would also open Wildfire in Sweden at Kolmarden, which would be the first RMC outside of North America. They were able to accomplish this through a contract with Vekoma. However, RMC had a more intriguing project in the works, the world's first launch wooden roller coaster. This coaster would be called Lightning Rod and would be sent to Dollywood. This roller coaster has been one of the most problematic roller coasters to date, as it has had many issues surrounding the launch and the track. Lightning Rod had a MIDI conversion where some of its track got replaced by hybrid track in 2020. However, this isn't to take away from the innovation of this coaster and how highly this ride has been ranked on most coaster enthusiasts' favorite roller coaster lists.
RMC would remain silent for the 2017 season, but that didn't mean that they were not working on their next revolutionary creation. RMC came up with an extremely cheap option that was intended for smaller parks to help diversify their appeal. RMC introduced the Raptor track model. The Raptor was a single-rail coaster that is built to provide extreme thrills in a very small footprint. It also features trains that have single-file seating, which means just one person per row. The first Raptor opening would be hotly contested by none other than Six Flags and Cedar Fair. Six Flags announced Wonder Woman Golden Lasso coaster for Six Flags Fiesta Texas, and Cedar Fair announced Railblazer for California's Great America, both to open for the 2018 season. These two coasters would be mirror images of each other and were the first edition of the prototype Raptor model. The Raptors would go on to shock the amusement world. No one could have anticipated how fast that these things would haul through their courses. This made these coasters insanely intense, and they were chock full of ejector airtime and high-speed maneuvers. This model was something we had never seen before. There was simply nothing like it. RMC would slowly make changes to the model, with the first custom Raptor opening in 2021 as the Jersey Devil coaster at Six Flags Great Adventure. This coaster would be taller, faster, and longer, and have a much larger appeal to a much larger audience, as it wouldn't be as aggressive as the original two Raptors. The coaster would also have longer trains for capacity reasons. Stunt Pilot would also open in the same year at Silverwood in Idaho, which would be a second-generation prototype model with a very similar layout to the original two, with just some minor differences. And RMC just recently announced some brand new clonable layouts for smaller parks looking to invest in Raptors.
While all this was taking place, RMC continued to pump out more hybrid coasters. In 2018, RMC would build two smaller hybrid coasters in Twisted Cyclone and Twisted Timbers, but they would also build one of the most famous roller coasters in the world that year. That coaster would be Steel Vengeance, and Steel Vengeance would be the first hybrid coaster to break 200 feet in height, and this roller coaster was built at none other than Cedar Point. RMC would also build 3 more hybrid coasters internationally in 2019, with Untamed at Wallaby Holland, Hakuge at Nagashima Spaland, and their first ground-up hybrid coaster in 2019 with Zadra at Energylandia. There were no RMCs open in 2020 due to the COVID-19 pandemic. One of the delayed coasters from 2020 that would open in 2021 is Jersey Devil Coaster at Six Flags Great Adventure. This roller coaster would be the first custom RMC Raptor. Stunt Pilot would also open at Silverwood that same year, which would be an upgraded version of the original Raptor models. RMC also has 3 more coasters in the works right now, with Iron Gwazi, which is scheduled to be open this spring going to Busch Gardens Tampa, an unnamed hybrid coaster heading to Fun Spot Atlanta, and Wonder Woman Flight of Courage heading to Six Flags Magic Mountain. RMC has 21 of its roller coasters currently operating across the world, and that's not including the 3 coasters that are still under construction. This is all taking place over a span of about 10 years. There's probably many more RMCs to come in the future. How do they do this? How did RMC become one of the top manufacturers in the world in just a decade? Well, reviewing everything we just went over, the 2 reasons that have stuck out to me are RMC's innovation and flexibility. First, RMC has created 3 models that have all been standalone models that have really all had something that has just grabbed the attention of a lot of parks. The hybrid model has been an easy way to get rid of an old wooden coaster and replace it with something awesome that could immediately become a modern day crowd pleaser, while saving a lot of money in the process. This has also formed a market for the ground up hybrid coaster as well, mainly because there are so many of them right now, to the point where it's actually a big deal if you break a hybrid coaster record. The Topper track completely changed how we look at wooden roller coasters and allowed wooden coasters to incorporate inversions and launches. And finally, the Raptor model was one of the most unique models that we have ever seen. Not to mention that these are all fairly cheap models considering the size and scale of these coasters. RMC is also working on 2 other models, including their hybrid family coasters and their T-Rex model, which is a bigger single rail model that has world record breaking capabilities.
RMC has also created tons of new elements and ideas. For example, most airtime hills built prior to RMC were just straight up parabolic hills that would go up and come back down in a straight line, but now our perception on airtime hills has completely changed. These hills can flip you on your side, throw you to the left or to the right, and twist multiple ways. The same thing goes for their inversions. Other manufacturers literally have copied RMC's inversions. Anyways, the other key to RMC's success has been in their flexibility. RMC is super flexible with their craft. They pretty much can build hybrid coasters of all sizes, they can do almost anything with a wooden roller coaster, and a Raptor can be built on a small scale, and they can make it giant for bigger parks if they're interested. When demand dictated that they built ground-up hybrid coasters instead of wooden coasters, they did just that. RMC can pretty much do anything they want you to do. RMC is also trying to appeal to parks looking for family coasters with their brand new family hybrid model as well. RMC has also stated before that they could possibly break the 500-foot tall roller coaster barrier with their T-Rex model. RMC can also entirely rework a wooden structure. They took a defunct dueling wooden coaster in Gwazi that was just over 100 feet tall, and they made it into a single-track 206-foot tall hybrid coaster in Iron Gwazi. There's really nothing that a park could ask to do with one of their models that RMC couldn't do, given space and time to do so. RMC is one of the best and most successful roller coaster manufacturers to this day, and they are showing absolutely no signs of slowing down. RMC will only continue to improve as they increase their resources and broaden their portfolio. All in all, the success behind RMC is their ability to think outside the box, and their ability to flex those thoughts. I'd once again like to thank Lukan from WNY Coasters for helping me out with this collaboration. And once again, be sure to check out his part 1 on his channel that features both of us again for extra information, and subscribe to his channel as well. But before you do that, make sure to leave this video a like rating if you enjoyed, and tell me what your favorite roller coaster built by RMC is in the comments below, and if you are new here and enjoy my content, be sure to subscribe down below as I post new videos just like this every single week. Anyways, I'll catch you guys next time on Hang Time Thrills.